Good afternoon. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Wisconsin, and here I am at the shop. This is the only time I have to do my own stuff because we're so busy with the graphics during the week that I don't have time to play with my own things. Probably rightfully so. So here's what we got going on today. You guys have probably seen this 93 Pace truck in a couple of previous videos, or at least one of the previous videos. My business partner's father owned this truck, and he did not like the factory graphics that was on it. So he had us tear those off, put these stripes on. Same color scheme as the original graphics, and I think these trucks look better with the graphics. So I ordered in a set of graphics. Could we have printed them here? Yes. But by the time you calculate the time, what I'd have into design, time-wise and materials, I couldn't beat buying these from another company that's factory authorized to reproduce them. And we're gonna open up, see what we got. And also, I got these sent to me by Auxito, who these guys make aftermarket lights, lamps, LED bulbs. Check out their website. They have a lot to pick from. So they sent me these to try out. So we're gonna be taking this truck back in time to 1993 on these stripes. And we're gonna be taking this truck forward in time and installing some LED lights. I'll show you the before, what we have in here now, and then I'll show you with these LEDs installed on it. So, and I'll give you my honest opinion on them, if I think they're worth it, if they're brighter than the stock ones, which I'm assuming they are. So it looks like we got a couple of bulbs here. I got the built-in fans. Hopefully they're not noisy. I've had these be noisy in the past, not from this company, but from different companies. Seems like a pretty good design for the bulb, and we'll see what they look like after they're installed. I'll give you a couple of gloves for not touching the actual bulb itself. But all right, let's get started. All right, we're gonna start by getting it uncovered, and let's get it out of its hole, brought into a little bit more space over there on the other side of the shop so I have some room to work. Over on the storage car, apparently. You can kind of see out of the mirrors. Well, let's get these graphics opened up and see what we got. Again, I did buy these graphics. It just made more sense than spending the time to recreate the factory graphics. When, like I said, this company is authorized by GM, and I'm assuming they got the original templates from GM. So we'll see. I've never bought graphics from this company before because we normally do make our own. All right, looks like it's on Light, which is a decent film. We don't use too much of it. We basically use 3M and Avery. Squeegee. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna have to take them in and get them all cut out. These look like the door decals. This, I believe, is on the truck still. I don't believe that this will be peeled this off. Yes, this is still on here. So that's a good comparison of the factory to the reproduction. And it looks really, really close, if not exact. So we still have that. We still have that on here. Let's see. Yeah, well, hopefully we got everything here, because I ordered the complete kit. For removal, all I'm going to be doing is using a heat gun. These stripes, they've been on there probably 10 years, but this truck has not seen any sunlight. It's barely been driven. So I'm assuming they're going to come off pretty good with just a heat gun and a little bit of adhesive remover. So let's get going. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a pretty easy removal. I wish all of our removals were like this. We just did a boat. We just did a complete strip of a boat and new graphics. We designed them, and it's very similar to the factory graphics. And boat was a 2005, so the graphics are 18 years old. And with a lot of dock rash, it was a long process. So I think it was a 22-foot boat. I think we had 11 hours in removal and cleanup of the boat. We used some heat, but a lot of it was, we have a eraser wheel, which I'm sure you guys have heard of or seen, and it's a process. The trick here with the heat is you want to get it away from where you're peeling. If you hit a spot where you're peeling, I know you probably couldn't hear me over that. If you hit a spot where you're peeling, it's just going to burn through the stripe and you're going to have to start over. So you want to keep it away from where you're heating. So I like to heat up a general area to get the temperature of the surface brought up. But you see, if it's warm enough now where I can peel. If I hit it where I'm peeling, it just breaks it instantly. So you want to keep your heat away from where you're peeling. See there, and not enough heat. Leaving some adhesive. Can't remember because it was like 10 years ago, but I'm sure that was probably 4 or 5 hours worth of installation because I ran each stripe separately and eyeballed. I didn't measure anything with the pinstripe. I'm pretty good. So there we go, all done in about an hour. Now we're going to get some cleanup done. I'm gonna go grab the adhesive remover and start wiping it down. Okay, it's time to clean up the little bit of adhesive that's left on here. I use a 3M product. I buy it in 5 gallons. It's 38081. I'll show you a picture here. It works out really good. A lot of people ask if I use Goo Gone. Goo Gone is great for household stuff. You gotta remove a label off a ketchup bottle or something, but for this industrial, no, you gotta have something a little bit stronger. This 3M is fantastic. Been using it for many, many years. So I'm gonna run over everywhere the stripe was, just make sure there's no adhesive left. We're gonna go ahead and get these separated so we can get them tacked up on the truck. They are printed with a white background. Here we have the Indy 500 decals. The 3 Motor Speedway, Indianapolis Motor Speedway will only need 2 of these, 2 of the 500s. This is what it looks like. So we should have a piece for here, a piece for the door. I think there's a fuel door cutout one. And this one, I think, is all one big one. Yeah, looks like this here goes over the fender. The windshield decal. So this looks like the door. This must be a front fender piece. Not sure. Not sure. Maybe that is a back piece. Well, let's get them separated, get them tacked up, and see what we got. So I want to be really careful to not cut the graphic, because it's not something I can just reprint. I'd have to order a replacement piece. It's really hard to see this white, the white background. Okay, so there's one piece. Let's see. This is a door 500 decal. That's the IndyCar, yeah. I'm gonna leave these together for now. I'm not gonna separate this. Same with that, I'm gonna leave that connected so I don't lose it. I don't know if that's the gas door. Might be the gas. No, because there's one over there. There's the gas door cutout. Okay, so there's that guy. That guy. Back to these. Not a big fan of windshield decals, but because this belongs on the truck, it's going to go on the truck. That was a close one. Almost cut into the graphic there. I should have my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. But that would require me walking into my office and grabbing them. Okay, we're all cut apart. Let's grab this guy. Okay, I think I'm gonna hop online, make sure the back of the truck doesn't get any of this, and we're gonna head out there, get it cleaned up, and get these tacked into place. We'll see you out there. Okay, from what I'm seeing, whatever paintwork was done on the back of this truck, these decals are put on in the wrong place. I had nothing to do with that, but I'm gonna pull these decals off, and it looks like the 500 goes over here, and the Indy logo goes on the right side. So we're going to be pulling these off also. Yep, same thing. So these are original GM decals, but put on not at the factory. Okay, let's get this thing cleaned up with some alcohol. Once I get the new decals on here, this thing will get another full waxing. Okay, let's see what I need to clean. I believe I need to clean this full bedside, full door, surface is prepped, so I'm just going to tack up the decals. I'm not going to measure anything quite yet, and just get things kind of in place where they need to go. Again, nothing's getting measured, just getting it put into position. So that I don't rise up and leave a nice gap between the whites here. So I'm just kind of using my fingers to space this off the truck, put a little bit of tension on it. I'm going to do one nice big sweep and kind of work the top of it up. So we're seated on that ridge and keep coming along. Oh, those look like 1993. Yep. So if you get a couple little air bubbles, it is not the end of the world to put just a little pinprick in the vinyl. They melt away. That's one of the drawbacks to not doing it wet. But this could be a hassle getting the solution out from this ridge. So I'd rather deal with a couple air bubbles that will 100% go away than dealing with waiting for solution to dry up behind the material. This guy is going to kind of be an eyeball to that one and that one. Like right there, utilize this piece for a hinge. So I have to get this corner down here. It's going to be easier to do without the paper. Hit the high spot. And then come down here. Get this to lay in. I'll give this some heat, post heat after. This is a difficult spot for reflective. Okay, this one I'm gonna hinge right here. You know, this one I actually, because of the size of it, I think I will do some soapy water on this one, and you guys will get to see the difference. If I can find my tape. I'm gonna do the same thing. Give it a hinge. Go grab my soapy water. Soapy water. This is just a couple drops of Dawn dish soap with a full bottle of water. So, and there's a trick to get water out if you get into a jam and the water is stuck. All right, I'm gonna give myself another line here to follow. So that'll be my gauge. Okay, so we're gonna wet the graphic. Gonna wet the truck. And then we're gonna position our graphic and start working the soapy water out. The thing I want to do is I want to be kind of quick going this way, get it in position, at least so it's tacked up into place, so I can get the paper out on this side. Otherwise our backing paper here is going to get soaked and it's going to leave traces on the back of the graphic if I don't hurry up and get it out of there. So we're going to get that out of there. Find the tack cloth. Get this dust. Grab the freight. Same thing. Get in position. So this here is a trouble spot. If you use alcohol, it will pull out the water. All right, while I was waiting for the camera batteries to charge, I put the stripes onto the passenger side of this truck and I figured out where those other stripes went. They are hood stripes. So put those on and here's what we got. So that's where those go, and then the Chevrolet on the windshield. And I got the stripes put on this side. And now we're going to install the lettering, which I have all lined up, ready to go. Just need to stick that down. All right, and what I've also learned is these Speedway decals are printed the correct way to the original kit on clear. These, however, are just die cut out, whereas the original ones were printed onto clear. No big deal, but not authentic. Otherwise, I'm very happy with this kit. No complaints. The material they used is good. Everything seems to be accurate as to what the original truck was. So I would recommend this kit. Again, I bought this kit. This is not a paid promotion. And I'm sure you can figure out what company it is. It's a very well-known company for doing recreations of factory graphics for cars. So far, really happy with this kit. Yeah, so this is basically cut vinyl with a color for the Indy logo over the top of it. Again, no big deal, but it is not accurate to the way the factory did it, but still looks very good. But these are accurate. These are printed on clear. here we are at the final step. I did the stripes the same as I did on the other side. I did these without solution, and then the ones on the bed I did with solution just because of the size. And everything went good. All I'm doing here is just, there's a couple little pieces of dust. Rather than grabbing my tack cloth, my hand works just fine. Okay, the final pieces. There you have it. Let's do a walk around on this thing. Get these out of the way. Okay, we'll start in the front here. Again, these stripes are reflective on the hood, and I had no idea that these were reflective. The Chevrolet is also reflective. The Indy 500 decals, the official Pace truck lettering. And I got the tailgate all straightened out to the way it's supposed to be from the factory. And I think it came out pretty good. So the next step, we are going to we're going to do the headlight thing when it gets dark here. So there we go, in memory of Bob, who was going to strike me down for putting these back on this truck. But I think these have gone up enough in value now that it's worth putting them back on. The kit was pretty reasonable. Like I said, for what I spent on the graphics, for what I spent on this kit, there's no way I could have put the time at what I charge an hour to redraw these and make it worthwhile, plus the material on reflective alone. So the kit was actually a pretty good deal in my opinion. Again, if you Google factory car graphic replacement, you'll find this company. They're a very well-known company, and this is the first time I've used their graphics. Very happy with them. So next up, once we get dark here, we're going to swap out these headlight bulbs. I want to do a test of the original headlight bulbs, see how they are against the garage door. We'll probably go do a little drive, and then we'll put these in. Now, these were sent to me by this company, Auxito, to try them out and give them a review on it. So that's what we're going to do. I did want to switch this over to LED eventually anyway, so this worked out pretty good. So I'll give you an honest review on it, and we'll get to that here in a couple hours. All right, now that we got the graphics all set and ready to rock on this thing, it looks good, we are going to swap over to these LED headlights. And again, these were sent to me to try out and give a review, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, here is the standard look on these headlights before. Okay, so here's the standard beam pattern on this. It's pretty decent because we did replace these headlight housings about 10 years ago when we did the stripe. So they're pretty clear. These are pretty bright. Let's go see how it is on the road.
so they did only send me the low beams, so I'm only testing the low beams here. But as you can see, these aren't too bad. These aren't too terrible at all. So here we go. All right, that's the standard. All right, this shouldn't be too difficult. I don't even need to remove the battery. I can just get to the low beams right here and the right here. So let's okay, so here's our standard bulb. Our standard halogen. And then here's our new LED. All right, let's get this guy in. A little bit tighter fit here. Okay, everything seems to fit good. Connectors, bulb locks in good. Let's do the other side. A little bit tighter squeeze on this side. There's our stock. Let's put our LED in here. Just like that. Hook up the connector. Okay, that should be it. Let's see what we get here. Okay. I will say those are definitely brighter. It's a pretty good look. Well, let's take this outside, put it on the wall, and then we'll go for the drive. Okay, here we are back on the same wall. Wow, those are bright. Those are very bright. Let's head down the road again and let's see how it looks. Wow, I think those are brighter than the high beams. I'm gonna be ordering myself some high beams, I can already tell you that. I feel like I might need to aim these lights down just a hair now. Wow, these are nice. I feel like I definitely need to aim them down. Wow, what a difference. The amount that I can see to the side, and not to mention the distance, is amazing. The low beams are brighter than the brights. Here's the low beams. Here's the brights. Low beams. I can't imagine what the high beams are like. All right, well, I'm gonna say that's a successful upgrade. All right, that's a wrap on this project. We took this 93 Chevrolet Pace truck, put the original factory graphics back on it. I'm very happy with the graphics. As I said earlier, the company that I got it from did an outstanding job. And these LED headlights, what an improvement. Like I said, I have run LED lights in some of my other cars. These were easy. The build quality seems great, and time will tell how they hold up, but so far so good. The brightness, obviously, over the standard headlight bulb is phenomenal. So I would recommend these. The price point seems pretty reasonable on them, and I'm gonna drop a code in the description where if you click on that code to order off of their site, you'll save 15% on anything you order. So again, here we go. Worked out great. And the LED bulbs, would highly recommend. Thank you.